to their will.
The US says Beijing regularly violated international rules and norms. 5 of the 8 have been arrested. The other 3 are thought to now be back in China.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the US should update a key law that protects technology firms from liability for user content posted on their platforms. This signals a major shift as tech companies have long fought against dismantling the provision known as Section 230. FSN's Kate Fisher reports from Washington.
Mark Zuckerberg said that he was a fan of the law but acknowledged that people of all political persuasions are now unhappy with the status quo.
I think that Congress should update the law to make sure that it's working as intended. Separate good actors from bad actors by making sure that companies can't hide behind Section 230.
Google's boss urged lawmakers to protect the freedom to create and share content, and Twitter's CEO warned that any changes could have the biggest impact on smaller companies like his.
Thousands of people are returning home as firefighters make progress in containing a fast-moving wildfire in Southern California. The state is experiencing its worst fire season on record. FSN's Ira Spitzer reports from San Francisco.
California authorities say the Silverado fire is now at least 25% contained as the strong winds which fueled the dangerous blaze have died down. That's prompted thousands of residents in the city of Irvine to return home after some mandatory evacuation orders were lifted. Southern California Edison, the local power company, says that damage to one of its power lines may have been the source of the fire. More than 4 million acres have burned in the state this year, the most in recorded history.
Also in the United States, the 7-day average for COVID-19 cases has hit a new high. Data from Johns Hopkins University suggested a 21% increase in infections compared to last week. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Phoenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
City Pop with About Towned Up, and I am your host, Debbie McCarthy, and we are a production, as you heard earlier, of Phoenix Media. You can visit us at phoenixmedia.us for more information on this and many other the new shows. And you can have your own show, by the way. You can call us or check in not call us, but visit us online anytime, 24/7. You can text me about Town Dub at 775-741-2596 with any questions or comments. Our Facebook page has started the watch parties. You can chime in, you can ask questions, and Jazzy Georgia will wave her hand and let me know there's a question, all that kind of good stuff. So first of all, I want to thank Kim Surratt with Surratt Law Practice. Kim is our first official sponsor of City Talk. Yay, shout out to Kim. And I also want to thank, I might try to stand up, I don't know. So I have this amazing new dress from the biggest little fashion truck. So Britton is always doing stuff for her community. And she's like, Deb, you need this dress. And Jazzy Georgia told me I had to gain a little bit of weight. So I gained some weight and now my tummy's pooping out. So not pooping out. Popping out, Debbie Talk. There it is. Pauline, this is Pauline, by the way. Yes. Oh my gosh. So she just got rookied right in here knowing that there's Debbie Talk. But Heidi, where we are staying, Heidi Mayerhofer, she was graciously enough, got me this red top to put over here so I can hide the tum-tum. But I'm very grateful for all the hospitality. We are at Mediterranean Vineyards in Fairplay, El Dorado Wine Country. As you know, when I say I'm going wine tasting, I mean I'm going to El Dorado Wine Country. So I just want you all to realize that's where I'm at so that you know, so we don't get confused. Pauline Stanley, tasting room manager. So we are here in the tasting room. We've moved things around. We have their beautiful wine up here. We have an amazing, I'm going to try to show you this, charcuterie board here. And we are excited to be here to learn more about all the cool things that is going on. They have their 2nd year anniversary, Labor Day, correct, Pauline?
Labor Day is our 2-year
yeah.
anniversary here in Fairplay. We're super excited. It's been a pretty wild year, but a great year. And we're very thankful for having this amazing space here and the opportunities that we've had to stay open and keep things going.
So the other cool thing is I usually say a little bit about what's kind of been happening. So Jazzy Georgia is here with me today, but you know what? She has a sexy Air Jordan boot on. Did you see her boot, Pauline? So I don't know. She's gonna tell you I pushed her, but I didn't. She had like a little bit of we were in Tahoe a couple weeks ago and we were out with friends and it was dark and there was like a little, she had these shoes and the shoe broke or something. So she kind of did a little tumble and twisted and she like fractured a bone, but we've been so busy being out and about that she just kept putting it off and putting it off. So finally we decided we had to go get it checked. So we want to thank Dr. Jesse Vaughn. Thank you, Dr. Jesse. He was amazing. So Dr. Jesse, which we adore, by the way, Dr. Jesse. I know. He is with MD Stat Urgent Care in El Dorado Hills. I got to tell you, every time we have had to go to the dentist, the doctor, a pharmacy in El Dorado Hills, El Dorado Wine Country, we've been really like blessed and grateful because they took us right in. She got her x-rays and anyway, she's got as he said, she has a Air Jordan boot. So she's top notch. So we did that. So I wanted to give a shout out to them because he said he was going to be watching. And Sherry Fitzpatrick hosted us at her Airbnb. We love Sherry and Heidi and Nello and Danica. They're going to be hosting us the rest of the week and we're here with you. So it's incredible. We did have an amazing weekend. I had haven't had one in a while because of COVID, but we found a way to do it safely and bring a few people. So we had About Town Deb wine tour this weekend. Yes. So it was Jazzy Georgia and myself. We had Dawn and Liz and we had Stephanie and Brett with 2 T's. Make sure we know that. And then Todd Cutler and his family showed up on Saturday and they had their own spot. And then Joe Dutra and Shannon, they were out and about and they saw that we were here and said, hey, where are you? We want to come join you. So they ended up coming here as well to Mediterranean Nights and they went to Master Rosario's as well. So it was like really cool. Like everybody just did it safely. We had our distance and it was just great. So We do want to thank Nello Olivo and Highway 50, Crystal Basin, Bed and Berries, Centivo. We had an amazing private lunch. Oh my gosh. They have like where they do their weddings up on top. Oh my goodness. Private. We just had our own group and there was nobody else around us. And they spoiled us rotten. So that was good. Element 79 with Les and Sharon. We had our own space. Nobody was around us in the vineyard. Then we then we went to Master Rosario's. We had our own spot there as well. Then Medi Night, live music. We ended at Medi Night. So seriously, you guys hosted us. The food was incredible. Oh, did you do the cooking?
No, we have a chef.
Oh.
His name is Will Rucker. He is incredible. He's been a chef for a very long time. We're very lucky to have him. So Mediterranean Nights is our music series that we do every summer. We start usually in early June, go all the way through Halloween. And this weekend coming up is Halloween, and it's our last Mediterranean Nights of the year. And we have the band Brotherly Med playing. If you haven't seen them, they are absolutely incredible. We have lots of.
I'm giving her a sign that she needs to wrap it up because we're gonna.
It's gonna be an incredible night.
Because you know what, it's time for our first break. We're winding down, reminding you guys you can follow us afterwards. We have podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, all those things. We're gonna take a quick break and come back, and then we're gonna hear all about Mediterranean. Deb, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Your town, our town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of City Talk, and I am About Town Deb, and I am here at Mediterranean Vineyards, Fairplay, El Dorado Wine Country. My favorite, as you know, when I say El Dorado Wine Country, I mean over the hill, whether you're coming 80 or 50. This is where you got to go. And Nevada Day weekend, I know things are slowing down and it's not official, but I'm telling you, you can go on and we're going to talk to Pauline and she'll tell you how you can make reservations to do this right and come on over the hill. The weather is gorgeous. The leaves are turning. The wine is spectacular. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm just going to jump right in. So Pauline, amazing tasting room manager. You have your team. I love following your Facebook page and your website. You have this team that rocks it, and the what's that word? Camaraderie. Whatever it is, and they're adorable women, guys. So they're all adorable. And men. We have men too. Don't want to forget the men. I just love. I'm telling you,
we have a very, very special team of people here.
So share a little bit about. I mean, I know I've said fair play. Maybe you can say a little bit more about exactly a little bit more to understand where that is. We know you just had your 2nd year anniversary. Jazzy, George, and I have been here since they pretty much broke ground. So it feels like home to us. But, tell us why we need to come over here. Tell us how long, tell us what this means to you and a little bit about the kind of wines and just take it over. It's all yours.
So we are in Fairplay, the Fairplay AVA in Somerset, California. We're south of Placerville. And this area is a little piece of heaven. And we named this property and this vineyard Mediterranean Vineyards because the most beautiful thing about the foothills here is every little up and down on the hill has its own little microclimate. And this one in particular right here is almost identical to parts of the Mediterranean basin. So all of those varietals that grow amazingly there grow phenomenally here. We grow sustainably. We have the most spectacular sunsets that you've ever seen, and the wine is just as amazing. So we have lots of Mediterranean varietals. We have Viogniers, Pinot Grigios, Nebbiolos, Rosés. We have red blends, and we just came out with a Amarone style Zinfandel that sold out so quick last year we could barely keep it on the shelf.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is a great thing. So we have some really special wine and some really special people here, and we are a really fun winery, I would say.
No, you are a fun winery.
We do. We're really, when we're not in COVID times, we do a ton of events, and we're really lucky because we have a big space and we can continue to do events very safely here. So we've been blessed and lucky for that. So we have, like I said, we have the last of our Mediterranean nights at the vineyard. This Saturday, Halloween, we've got costume contests, dessert bars.
Wait, you said dessert bars. Did you hear dessert bars? Like, I am into desserts these days since Georgia said gain some weight.
And we're also going to have some vegan and gluten-free options.
Oh, yes.
For people that like to eat.
I like that.
Like I said, we have an incredible band playing. Coming up after this weekend, we have our Harvest Market weekend. Normally on the first week of November, we have the Fairplay Harvest Festival because of COVID. We are not doing that this year, but we are going to be having some really amazing vendors here come and set up, and we're going to be doing some kind of seasonal flatbread pizzas on the grill by our chef.
We love that.
It's going to be a really fun weekend. So that's November 7th and 8th. And then we have our release weekend We're releasing some incredible new wines. We have our new Pinot Grigio. We have our first orange wine coming out.
Wait,
it's called
orange wine?
Yes.
So is it actually an orange color?
It's actually orange. It's unfiltered.
Does it have an orange flavor to it?
It does not have an orange flavor. It's this one in particular that Taylor Gibson, our winemaker, made. He made it in a very rustic kind of northern Italy style.
Wow.
So it's very different and it's very cool. So we're really excited about that wine coming out, and we have our new Mataro and our new Syrah coming out as well. And at our release party from 1 to 4, we have the Dirty Cello Band out of San Francisco coming to play. They are incredible. If you haven't seen them, they are like no band you've ever seen before. So,
but you know what's really cool? You said out of San Francisco. So think about it. They're having top-notch talent come over the hill. It's not very far, and they're in the middle. So all of my Reno, Carson, Tahoe peeps, you need to get over here, make reservations. There's tons of Airbnbs. You need to check that out. But seriously, when we were here Saturday night, the lawn, the area is huge.
Yes.
There's plenty of room, and they're are they cabanas, right?
We call them our oasis.
Oasis.
Areas.
It's you totally have your own area, your own space.
You do. We put a lot of effort into making sure that everyone is very socially distanced, and our lawn area in front of the stage is huge.
Yes.
You can literally come with your group of people and bring your chairs and blankets, and
you're way more than 6 feet away. Just gotta tell you.
Plenty of room away from people, and tons of fresh air, and incredible sunsets, and incredible music. So you just can't beat it.
And incredible wine, incredible food. So what goes better with food and wine and friendship? More wine. I'm just gonna tell you. So what is your favorite wine here?
My absolute favorite that we have right now is our 2017 Nebbiolo. I love it. It is.
Have I had that one?
I don't know if
I don't know. I love all your wines.
That long ago.
I may have not have had that.
It is literally fall in a glass.
Oh.
It's a perfect red.
You know what? Holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you have a wine club membership. Can you order online as well?
Yes.
So how do we do that?
Wines for sale online. It's medivineyards.com.
So MEDI
Vineyards.com. You can see all of our upcoming events. You can purchase wines. We have lots of wine deals going on. And we also have a blog with recipes. We do, during the summer, we do incredible sangrias. And for all of our wine releases, we do incredible pairings. Lisa Scott comes and does a lot of our cooking, our pairings for us, as well as Will Rucker. And we have tons of recipes to pair our wines with online. We have our sangria, our famous sangria recipes. We have lots of really fun stuff. So check it out online, medivineyards.com.
And you know what? I also want to give you guys a huge shout out and thank you, because as About Town Deb, as you know, I get asked all the time for wine donations, for baskets, for all the many nonprofits which are struggling right now. I mean, they are. Everything's virtual, and I'm thinking, well, how am I going to help virtually? You know what? Everybody wants a virtual wine basket. Deb, go up and get wine. So both, you know, you have more than one brand. You know, you have 1850 as well with the Go Line brand.
We have some
sister wineries. And I love being able to put in not just Mediterranean wine. I put in 1850. We have Micah Cellars. So it's pretty cool for me as About Town Deb, who loves this region, to be able to share. And you guys donate that. And sometimes they even throw in some tastings. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, yes.
But you have beautiful pairings and beautiful tastings, and the views are spectacular. I just cannot say enough about coming up here.
We appreciate so much everything that you do for all these nonprofits and for the wine region.
Well, it's important. I feel like we all need to support each other, whether you're supporting a boutique, a winery, a restaurant, a hospital, whatever. Right now, we all need each other more than ever. We need to support each other. So if you have been cooped in that house and you want to get in your car, put the windows down, it's still nice enough, come on over the hill. So how do you book reservations when you come over?
So every winery is different right now, but a lot of wineries are using Cellar Pass, which is what we use, and all of our sister wineries use as well. you can actually go right on our website and book your reservation for us. Or you can go directly to Cellar Pass and find Mediterranean.
So is it
Vineyards.
cellarpass.com?
It is.
So go to cellarpass.com. You can check out all the wineries in the area that are using Cellar Pass, book your appointments, and you can just, when you go, you know you have a spot to sit. Actually, I was worried about it, but I love it. Because when you come in, they're ready for you and you have your table and they serve you and you're spoiled. And then you already know where you're going to go next and they're waiting for you. So guys, seriously, it is amazing. Now, I want to thank Pauline Stanley, tasting room manager, Mediterranean, for taking the time and making all this beautiful setting for us. And you make sure everybody who comes in here, as well as your team, feels welcome. But when we come back after the break, you want to share a little bit about who's next for me?
We have
the incredible drum roll. Boom, 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 boom.
We have Jill Osur, and she's going to be talking about her new wine, Teneral Cellars.
Teneral Cellars,
so,
yes.
So delicious and amazing, and has some incredible meaning behind it as well. So it's going to
And
be
I
great
can't
for
wait.
you.
So do not leave. Do not go anywhere. If you're home and you have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or water, whatever you have, you are going to want to meet Jill. Jill has been a huge mentor and supporter to Jazzy, George, and I since day one when we met her. So we're excited to be back and we're going to chat with Jill. So we are going to take another quick break. We want your feedback. Please do us a big favor. Go over to About Town Deb's Facebook page. That would be mine. Leave us a comment. We will be right back. It is About Town Deb with City Talk at Mediterranean Vineyards in El Dorado Wine Country. Fair play. We'll be right back.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Your town, our town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And we're back for the third segment of City Talk, and I am About Town Deb, your host. As I mentioned in the beginning of the show, and Phoenix Media, Christian, behind the screen back there mentioned, this is my town, your town, any town. I'd love you to connect. Go to About Town Deb, like my page, chime in the watch party. We're just happy that you're here with us today. And I am happy to be here with Jill Osur. I'm trying to say it like that.
You're going to make me French today.
I'm going to make you French today. I was trying I was just trying to play with it today to make you fancy, because she's fancy pants over here. But I love the idea that Jill, from the first day I met her, we were at Element 79.
Yes.
When I first met you. But one of your good friends had connected us. I went blank. Okay, she connected us. And I was tasting with Jazzy Georgia, and we took a selfie, and she said, you need to meet Jill. And I'm like, oh my God, it just worked out. So she sent us both a photo that I needed to meet Jill. Jill needed to meet Deb. So we were at a industry meeting, luncheon at Element 79. And I'm like, that's gotta be Jill. And she's like, that's got to be Debbie. So we met, and instantly Jill became a mentor, and she's taught me a lot. And there is a quote I'm going to just read, because it's on your website with your new brand, which is incredible, which I'll let her talk about it. Actually, there's two. So this is actually your quote. I love this. So I'm gonna read it because I don't want to mess it up. As women, we take on the emotional wellness of our families. Jill noted, we need to take care of ourselves so that we could take care of others. And if anybody needs to learn that, it's me. And Jill endlessly tells me that. And so we're working on it. But Jill is one who takes care of others as well. And she does that. And the fun quote I want to bring up, Marilyn Monroe once said, give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. We know we can conquer the world barefoot, but isn't it more fun with a bottle of wine and some killer kicks? So
because today is Wine Wednesday.
Today is Wine Wednesday. So yes, but we have a lot to cover. So Jill, I want you to share a little bit about your vision. And I didn't even know she was doing this, by the way. She kept it under wraps until she did it. So tell us how you went about the vision, the purpose, and how it came about, and about the brand, the name, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, and thank you for having me on today, because I do firmly believe that if women actually overwhelmingly supported each other, that we would change the world and no one would go hungry. And so for me, as we got locked down with COVID, as such divisiveness was happening in this country, and for me, it's not whether you're Democratic or Republican, it's about, we've forgotten the things that connect each other and about caring for each other. And so I just started to look at my own industry and to say, how could I be part of the solution? And I started to look at the fact that there are only 14% female winemakers in California and 10% across the country. Neither of those numbers are good.
No.
There's 0.1% Black winemakers, male or female.
Did not know that.
There are a lot of women, amazing women like Pauline, who work in tasting rooms and on hospitality. But when you look at senior management and positions of power, there are very few women in the wine industry that haven't inherited or started a tasting room with their husbands. And I felt like I needed a platform and a brand where I could use exceptional wine that's sustainably farmed and produced, but use that phenomenal wine to bring women together as a connector. Because when women get together, I mean, stuff happens, right? I mean, what is it, there's nothing that when a group of women come together that says we're gonna take on an issue that they can't achieve.
I agree.
And so for me, it was about creating a woman-owned and run wine business, but it's all digital. So we don't have a tasting room, we're only online, but we are a all digital platform to a community of like-minded women who sip, create, and act with purpose. And it's all about women empowerment. So we donate 10% of all profits to charities that support women's issues, including climate justice and social change. And so we are led by many belief statements. And if you go to TeneralCellars.com, you'll see our hero video. And right now, I mean, because our elections are next week, I mean, we're supporting 2 bipartisan nonprofit organizations around the country. She Should Run and California Women Lead. But they support women to run for office at local, statewide, national positions, but also for women to get board seats. So many policies. There's a famous photo out there where there are policies and laws that are being voted upon about women, and there's not one single woman at the table. So again,
wait, hold on. We need, like you said that kind of fast.
Yeah.
There's boards that they're making decisions.
Well, there's government too. There's a famous photo of the Senate, literally about, like 15 men around a table that are deciding on laws and policies that impact women. And there's not a single woman at the table.
That's what I wanted you to repeat.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. So we want to use, we want to be leaders in the community. We want to, create exceptional wine. And we've created what's called the Swarm, and that's our club. And so the Swarm is, a swarm is a group of dragonflies, right? And dragonflies have superpower. I have been fascinated with dragonflies since I was a kid. So is my daughter.
So is Jazzy Georgia.
Yes, and as I got older, dragonflies really represent transformation and reminding us to be the light and the energy in the room. And so this whole logo comes from that fascination. And Teneral, the definition is when a dragonfly comes out of its cast, its wings are colorless, it can't fly, and then literally within days, its wings get its full color and it can take off with this amazing power.
So is that, okay, similar. I know it's a different thing. I've always felt like many years I was in a cocoon and in a box. And then eventually I broke out of my cocoon and I felt like the butterfly was my new symbol.
So you're drinking our untamed red wine. Okay? So when I was creating this, a dear friend of mine who's now our sommelier and wine educator, Vicki Osur, said, you need to read Untamed by, oh my Lord, how am I forgetting this right now? God, it's Abby Wambach's wife.
We're live, it's okay.
Anyways,
it's okay.
I'll remember in a minute. But she talks about how girls from the time we're 8, the world starts to tame us and they tell us to act like this and think like this, look like this. And so I realized that we all have that power within. So even though that was the scientific definition of Teneral, because we are an online brand, we created our own definition of Teneral, which is Teneral is claiming the power within to transform the world with grit and grace, always being, always becoming. And that always being, always becoming is that transformation every day. Like tomorrow, we need to be a better version of ourselves than today. And
I totally get that. But that's how.
Glennon Doyle.
Yeah, there you go. She got it.
If I've not read that,
Glennon
you
Doyle.
need to read that. It's a woman's power book, and it's about an empowered woman empowering women.
You know, I know there's much more, but I do need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you're that kind of woman that does that. So what woman inspires you the most and why? How did you get to where you are today? Was there somebody who gave you that inspiration?
So, you know what? I'm going to answer this a little different.
It's okay, however you want to answer it.
Every woman has many women that inspire them.
Yes, I agree.
And for me, what I tell every woman is you need to have your own board of directors. You need to have a diversity of women with a diversity of experiences and a diversity of voices that are your board of directors, so that if you need financial advice, you have someone to go to. If you need emotional support, you have someone to go to. If you need, support on, this topic or that you have an amazing group of women around you. And that has driven me in Teneral Cellars because I want to tackle the equity issue in this industry. And so I have a board of advisors that is going to make sure to hold me accountable to make sure that we are hiring a diverse group of women that have a diverse experiences and voices, and that we are supporting great charities, and that we're going to have different themes every quarter that come out that are about empowered women. So our first club release in February is going to be about RBG. We're going to select a social justice charity. We've got Parsi Blanton, who's an amazing artist who's going to be performing for a virtual concert. We have a different sommelier. Vicky will be doing the wines. We've got celebrity chefs that are doing pairings for every release that we have, so that we have amazing recipes. It's really about that experience that bring women together so that they can then in turn create this amazing change in the world.
So when you say celebrity chefs, are they going to be women or can they be a man? All women. I love it. This is cool.
We are not opposed to the he for she's, right? So there are a lot of men out there that are feminists that support empowered women.
I love
it. They too can come on. They can buy a sworn membership for the empowered women in their life. So we've got these clubs.
I like that.
Buy gift cards. But it's really amazing the already support we've got. Yesterday I interviewed Fiona Mom, who's the California State Treasurer. We have amazing interviews that I'm doing with Jill. Just to talk with.
She beat me to chill with Jill. Just saying.
I mean, the women that are not only creating great businesses in the world, but they're making a difference in the world. And I think it's important for young women to see the experiences and journeys that these women have been on themselves, because they're not all easy.
I know.
And a lot of them are really hard. So
awesome.
We're just thrilled to be able to support women and do it in a way around where there's exceptional line at the base of it.
I love it. Well, it's that time again, believe it or not. We're going to take another quick break. If you're listening online at phoenixmedia.us or right here on Facebook Live, you can always rewatch this live streaming on abouttowndeb.com. Hang on. We're going to be back. We're not done with Jill. And then Jill's going to have to skip out a little bit early, and then we're going to tell you about some upcoming events right in this area. So it's About Town Deb City Talk. We'll be right back with Jill, the rock star.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Your town, our town, or any town. This is About Town Dead presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And we're back for the fourth and final segment of City Talk, and I'm About Town Dead with my good friend and mentor, Jill Osur, like fancy nuts, because she's fancy. Jill, you shared, I wish we had an hour with you. You shared quite a bit about the brand and about empowering women and about all that good stuff. I want you to remind us about the 10% goes back?
Yeah, so we're donating.
That's a big deal.
We're donating $10 in every
$10
pack that is sold online right now.
Wow.
Helping Women Lead if you're in California.
Okay.
Or She Should Run in any other part of the
country.
And again, both are bipartisan nonprofit organizations that support women running for local, state, national government, as well as getting seats on board so that we have
I love
a seat
that.
at the table.
And then the swarming, how we're all
swarm.
Because women,
Yes.
Seriously, you have I'm just gonna tell a little secret. When Jazzy George and I come up here, Jill has this most amazing group, swarm of women. Yeah. They all support each other. They're winemakers. They're picking grapes together. They're doing everything they can to build their vineyards, their wineries, their connections, their swarm, your community. Yes. And so when Jazzy George and I come up, they invite us. And we really feel like we are home when we're here. And that's part of the feeling of the swarm. So tell us about how important that is to you.
Well, so the swarm for us is that, a bunch of dragonflies are considered a swarm. And so we wanted to create a movement where women not only felt like they were making a purchase with purpose.
I like it.
And making, a difference in the world, but they also got amazing benefits for that. And I also wanted that every woman to feel like they themselves can be a really powerful force. So I am the swarm. It doesn't just need to be a group of women, so that you yourself can make a difference. And so when you join the swarm, there's no cost to join, but then you get quarterly releases. Okay. And then for those quarterly wine releases, you get, the 20% off if you join the 3-pack, and a flat rate $10 shipping, and then six bottle club, you get 25% off, and you get free shipping. Wow. But in addition to that, we're having Vicky, our sommelier and our wine educator, she's curating these amazing experiences with celebrity chefs.
Yes. So who is the next celebrity chef?
For this first release, we have Tanya Holland, who was, a star on all the cooking shows, and she has Brown Sugar Kitchen in Oakland. She's got a plate named after her. Wow. And she makes amazing food from her soul, and so she has done 3 awesome pairings for our first 3 wine releases.
I like
but then
that.
Every time we do a quarterly release, we're going to have artists do the labels around the theme. We're going to select different charities. We're going to have different female musicians that we're going to introduce that are going to do virtual concerts.
I love
but
it.
If you're a member of the swarm, you not only get to watch that virtual concert, you then get to be backstage afterwards and ask the questions. You can have a cooking class and then stay afterwards to ask the chef questions. You can then do the wine tasting, education and talking about the wines, but then have these backstage experiences. So
that's the cool part.
It is.
It's not often you get that one-on-one.
Yeah.
And so you're talking like the Zoom thing where you're actually, or whatever format, you're actually talking to the celebrity chef or talking to whoever.
We're really hoping that women will then grab their sisterhood, grab their family, and cook the recipes and, talk about these important topics and issues. And then have wonderful wine so that starts that conversation. I love the old saying that no great conversation ever started over salad, right? You open a bottle of wine and there are great conversations that happen.
I'm gonna go back a little bit because when you were chatting, it reminded me. You introduced Jazzy George and I and to my Reno community women getting together was Phyllis, right? The shoulder up. That was my first experience of a swarm.
Yes.
In a way, it's a swarm.
Yes.
You said, Deb, you are going to do this. You're going to gather your women at your house and you're going to wear the jeans and the white t-shirts. You're going to join this. And it was incredible.
And you can look at, so for anyone
So yeah, say a little bit
Shoulder
about
Up
that.
is a nonprofit organization started by Phyllis Newhouse and Viola Davis. And it was about women
Yes.
of influence, like all of us, who have voices.
And you out there.
Yes, and you. And so it's for us to use our voice to stand up, speak up, and shoulder up with other women, because women need to support women. Because again, I said this at the start of this interview, if women were running the world, no one would go hungry. We might make difficult cuts, we may make difficult decisions, but everyone would have food on the table. And so we have got to start supporting each other in a way that is true and authentic, because we truly would make a difference in the world.
Okay, so you know what? Jill has another Zoom meeting coming up pretty soon. So Jill, if you can tell us one thing, if you can tell a young entrepreneur woman who's out there and she's like, I want to do this, what would you tell her to inspire her to be the best version of her?
I would tell you two things. One is follow your gut, because the second that you align with that, everything feels in alignment. And two, I would surround yourself with amazing women, because when great women get together, we focus on the issues, and it becomes a disruptive movement. And we need disruption in this world. We need every industry to be disruptive right now, and to realize that we can have these cultures of support and excitement, and we can leave our egos, because I think women tend to care about the issues and they want to have measurable impact. And so I would say those two things are the most important, but surround yourself with good energy. If there's someone in your space that walks in and sucks the energy out of the room,
bye.
Say bye-bye.
Yeah. But if they're bringing you love and light and kindness and goodness and grace, keep them in your swarm.
Yes.
You want to do that. Bring them in your swarm.
So visit TeneralCellars.com, because we actually have great content on all of our social media platforms, but join our movement, because we are making a difference, and we're going to elevate everyone's wine experience by bringing amazing, sustainable.
So we're going to cheers and elevate, and then we're going to invite Pauline back for a moment as we exit out, and I'm going to share a little bit about other amazing events in this area. But Jill, another cheers. I can't help it, because she's going to exit. Pauline's going to come in. I got to tell you, thank you, Jill, for inspiring, for chilling out with us. Chill with Jill. Love it. Love it. Cheers. Come on, Pauline. Come on back. COVID bump. COVID bump. Oh my gosh. I love that you're part of the swarm. I love that you're part of Mediterranean. I love that Jazzy and George and I, literally, I don't know, I think I mentioned it. When they first broke ground and opened, they had their plans out here. The tasting room wasn't even the way it was now. I was blessed to be here at the very beginning stages. And each step, Jill's like, we're gonna do this and do this and do this. And I'm like, yes, and I'm here. And I have my show here. So what does that say about women supporting women?
Amazingness.
Amazingness.
We're so lucky to have such influential people here. And,
you do, always.
Yep.
And you have a founders club as well. And I look up there, and I actually, even though I'm from Reno, I know a lot of these names up here, which says that this swarm is a good swarm no matter what winery you're at. And women do support women. And I have one more big event I want to talk about. But before that, I want to say, Jill had mentioned about women in the winemakers. We had, George and I had brought together a group of women winemakers, and they were so grateful because they said they love getting together and helping each other. And I don't think we always realize that you just have to have that invitation. So invite your women friends, your neighbors, your business, your social, share a conversation, share a coffee, share a glass of wine, take a walk together. I mean, we just have to realize if we don't reach out, nothing's going to happen. So reach out and join us all. But I wanted Pauline to know that I appreciate you hosting us on Saturday night. I want you to come back, all of you. What's the website that I'm going to share about this amazing event on Friday?
MediVineyards.com. Come to our last many nights of the year with Brotherly Med, our Halloween soiree. It's going to be amazing. Yes.
So Friday night, Jazzy, George, and I are going to go to the Haunted Hangtown Geo Tour, which is going to be a little scary. Georgia has a boot on, so she has to drive to the cemetery. But we're going to start out at the main event, which Heidi has graciously invited us, and we're really excited. It's on Main Street across from the Carey House. And it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be a wine pairing with Via Romano and Micah Sellers. Did we say Micah Sellers? Micah Sellers. So we're going to have a little pairing with the food and the wine, and then we're going to go we're going to start there at the main event. As the night goes on, we're going to go to the historic graveyard, and we're going to have like the history is going to come back to us. Then we're going to, before we go do that, we're going to go to either Heyday or Pals for dinner. We get to pick. Our good friends, Kim and Jim, are going to come up from Reno, and they're going to join us. So we're excited to share our favorite Placerville downtown. And like I said, we're going to start out at the historic Herrick building, and that's the one that's across the street, 301 Main Street. Micah Sellers, Via Romano will be a part of this. Heyday and Pals for dinner is going to be great. The menu, I don't want to forget, Herb. Maybe the herb is named Herb. I don't know. There had to be some Debbie talk in here. Herb, cheese, stuffed pea pods, Via Romano, Pinot Grigio. I'm going to let you read that. Pauline, read it fast.
All right.
Because you know that. There we go.
Herb, cheese, stuffed pea pods with the Via Romano Pinot Grigio, spring roll with peanut sauce with the Micah Sellers Sauvignon Blanc, and the fig and manchego flatbread with Micah Sellers Tempranillo, and the olive tapenade crostini with the Via Romano's Amici Italian blend.
Okay, so it's About Town Deb with City Talk. It's a hard out, so I'm going to say I love y'all. Thank you. Next week, we are in Reno, Jazzy, George, and I, Walter Grill with Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation. So I can't wait to see you. Go to About Town Deb Facebook page, and you can find all about the Geo Tour. I would love you to join us. Kim and Jim, we're so happy you're driving up from Reno to spend Nevada day here with us. And any of our other Reno friends, if you want to join us, or Placerville friends, About Town Deb Facebook page. Join us, City Talk. I love you guys. Thank you to Mediterranean. We love y'all. And I don't know, I think we did. One more cheer. I don't know. I'll just cheers for us both. About Town Deb with City Talk.